And sick of your glasses and contact lenses? A new corrective eye surgery is approved today. Here's tonight's medical headlines with Medical Watch reporter Seema Mather.
Mercury-containing vaccines may help, not harm kids, according to 2 new studies in the journal Pediatrics. There have been widespread concerns that mercury-based preservatives in vaccines might impair the neurological development of children. These new studies suggest that the opposite, that the preservatives may actually be associated with improved behavior and mental performance.
So there you have, Barbara. I know you kind of giggled and probably thought I was making stuff up. I actually have another newscast saying lead is good for children. Would you like to hear that one?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
But then I'm insane. I'm the crazy one with all the death and destruction and annihilation of our children to my left and to my right, in front of me and in back of me. And I'm saying mercury's deadly. It attacks the neurons like no other heavy metal. And they just say, no, mercury is good. In fact, pull up the story during the break. Headline, half of corn syrup has mercury in it. Washington Post. Barbara Loe Fisher's our guest. More calls straight ahead. Stay with us. All right, I'm going to go to your calls a little bit quicker here, so please have your question and comment ready. There's Wes calling in Vegas with it devastating his daughter. Continue with Barbara Loe Fisher here in just a moment. Put her website up on screen. Be sure and spread it out to people, because even if you know all about this stuff, your neighbors, your friends, your family, I got people who work here who know all about this, see the articles every day. They can't get their wives to wake up. Because, well, the doctor wouldn't hurt me. Well, no, the doctor's not bad. He's compartmentalized. She's compartmentalized. The nurse wouldn't hurt me. Well, no, they don't know. You know, there were a lot of good doctors, too, that carried out 500,000 forced sterilizations in this country that went on into the 1980s. By the way, it's still going on, but that's mainstream news, 1987 in Oregon. Before we go back to our guest, I want to tell folks about one of our new sponsors. And that's HomeAgain.com. HomeAgain.com, folks. I want to introduce you to an incredible site I found called HomeAgain.com. HomeAgain.com is a place to get you started buying or selling homes, finding a realtor, and getting any real estate questions answered. All you need to do is type in your home address, and you will get an instant free estimate on your home value online. HomeAgain.com, and see what I'm talking about. It's a great way to be able to monitor the value of your home from month to month or even weekly, and it's free. There are tons of tools to help you. For instance, if you want to remodel your home, HomeAgain can determine whether your home improvements can most increase your home value before you put it on the market, and by using their home sale maximizer. I wish I knew about this years ago. Looking for Max, the orange gorilla, to help you find any real estate needs you might have. That's their little mascot. I love this site. You need to check it out, and you will love it too. HomeAgain.com. That is HomeAgain.com. HomeAgain.com. Go there today. And one other great sponsor that is helping us finance everything we're doing here, and that has natural, the organic type vitamins, not from the chemical type vitamins. Tired of choking on fistfuls of pills and capsules? Try the new 10-in-1 liquid vitamin and mineral multi-formula. ILikeVitamins.com. You get 10 different supplements in one easy to swallow, great tasting liquid supplement at an affordable price, and you absorb it. Most of the pills, you don't absorb any of it, or in some cases, much of it, depending on the type of pill. A lot of them just go right through you. ILikeVitamins.com. 10-in-1 vitamins contains 23 essential vitamins plus 70 trace minerals. And it just goes on and on. Be sure and find out more at ILikeVitamins.com and check out all the amazing ingredients that are in it. Go to ILikeVitamins.com and order their 10-in-1 liquid multi for just $19.95 plus shipping and handling. ILikeVitamins.com. 10-in-1 also has a 60-day no-hassle money-back guarantee. Go to ILikeVitamins.com. Now, going back to Barbara Loe Fisher. Barbara, I want to go to calls, but I know you've got so much knowledge, so much information to share. Again, how do people visit the fine organization you head up's website, the predominant group out there fighting this? How do they educate others? How do they wake people up about the perils of vaccines?
Yes, they need to go to nvic.org, www.nvic.org for National Vaccine Information Center. I also have a blog that you can access from there, vaccineawakening.blogspot.com, where I write commentary. We have a free electronic e-newsletter that I write commentary about breaking news about vaccination and research and policy and all that. So, I think that once you become educated, knowledge is power. and you can then talk to your family, your friends, and you can educate them. And it really, I see a great awakening occurring with the subject of vaccination in this country. We're in a race. We're a race against time. And we have to wake up in order to act before we are in a situation where we're not going to be able to make vaccine choices.
And it's not just vaccines. It's the GMO crops killing the rats and guinea pigs that give it to them or causing deformities. It's, as I mentioned earlier, half of the corn syrup that's in most products now has mercury in it. Put the Washington Post back up for folks. I want them to see it at prisonplanet.tv. It's not from Alex Jones. They are now admitting that more than 90% of the baby formula has melamine. They always admitted it was deadly before. Now they just say, oh, we decided melamine isn't bad for you. I mean, this is entering the realm of complete insanity, that they're getting away with this out in the open, Barbara.
Well, and again, I think, the right to make choices about what you put in your body, about what you're exposed to, the toxins you're exposed to, is absolutely a human right. And so, if we want to have that right, we can't be complacent. And I think that was the message in your movie as well. When you interviewed people in Canada and here who didn't understand that there was even a European Union or a North American Union, for example, was being suggested, that shows that we become very insulated sometimes. Oh, yeah.
Listen, I get emails every day saying the North American Union doesn't exist, but also the Euro doesn't exist.
Yeah, well, I was in Europe last year, and I hadn't been there for many years, and I realized how different it was because everyone has one currency, and there are really no borders. You're able to move between countries, whereas you couldn't before. You had
maybe the euro doesn't exist. Maybe Europe doesn't exist. I mean, that's the level of denial that people have gotten to, Barbara.
It's interesting. I think that, particularly in the United States, sometimes we tend to be isolated from the news of the rest of the world. We're very, in that way, we don't understand what's going on.
We're the least well-traveled. Americans have the lowest per capita of holding passports of any country.
Yeah, and so we just don't understand what really is happening over there. And I remember when I was over there and I saw the BBC who was interpreting, happened to be there when the whole stock market crash happened, and how they interpreted what was happening in the United States. And I remember at the beginning of the trip, they were saying, "Oh, poor America," whatever. By the end, they were blaming America. They were blaming America. It was fascinating to watch their interpretation of what was happening here. But again, the people, wonderful people, but people over there who now don't. I think eventually there will be no remembrance of what Belgium, for example, or Austria, or Germany, or Italy, or France, because it is becoming very blended.
All one giant global corporate state. Let's talk to Robin in Ohio. You're on the air with Barbara Loe Fisher. Go ahead.
Yes. Hi. Thank you for taking my call and for enlightening us. This is a great topic, and I've been learning a lot. I was becoming increasingly concerned with my son, who's now 7. After it was either an MMR or diphtheria, and he had a reaction to that. And so then later I refused the chickenpox vaccine, and I was told by his pediatrician that, that would be becoming a law soon. And I said, well, it's not, don't get me wrong, it's not that I want my child to be ill, but it's, there hasn't been enough research for me to feel comfortable about.
Well, at least he told you that they were trying to pass a law. Usually they just say, police, arrest. And it's like, this is Al-Qaeda we're talking about. I mean, Barbara, I just interrupt Robin for a moment. I mean, I see these cases all the time. I know you must see a lot where they call CPS on people that say no to vaccines when there's no law.
Well, there actually are laws in place, but there's exemption to the laws. And if you're in Texas, there's a wonderful organization in Texas, Parents Requesting Open Vaccine Education, PROVE, headed up by Dawn Richardson. You talk about a freedom fighter. She was the one that went to battle for 7 years in the state legislature against the vaccine lobby, forced vaccination lobby. And won the right for people in Texas, parents in Texas, to exercise conscientious belief exemption.
Barbara, I hate to disagree with you, but studying the law on this and having lawyers on concerning it, to be specific, take Rick Perry. He says it's the law you've got to take. He human papillomavirus, HPV shot, all he did was say it's the list of mandatory to be in school through the health department, and then that's not a law, it's a regulation, so they have you sign the form as a waiver. You're saying you disagree with that? I mean, you admitted that there was no law in Maryland, but they had the police dogs there in the black uniforms and told them it was.
No, here's the thing. There are laws, vaccine laws in every state. There's state laws, but there are exemptions, and they're for all states, but 2 have a religious exemption to vaccination. Every state has medical exemption, and about
conscientious. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, 18 states have conscientious belief or philosophical or personal belief exemption.